Good morning, everybody. Today we're making pork cutlets. We're going to do a little pan fried, so I'm going to season the pork with salt, pepper, a little bit of Dijon mustard. You can get these pepper mills really anywhere that grind your peppers fresh. A little pepper on top of each, and then we're going to bread them and pan fry them. So I have a little extra mustard just to give it some flavor. Get a little extra there. And then we're going to do the standard breading procedure, which, as you all know, it's flour, egg wash, which these are 2 beaten eggs, lightly dredge it in the flour, and the flour makes the egg stick, and the eggs help the breadcrumbs stick. And there we go, there's one breaded pork cutlet. Now we have another one to do. Into the egg wash, into the breadcrumbs. These are panko breadcrumbs, which simply means that they're the white bread. Into the breadcrumbs. Switch it around a little bit, make sure we have a nice even coating of the breadcrumbs. And there we have our 3 breaded cutlets. Just going to rinse my hands off. Now here's our saute pan. A little bit of olive oil. We want them to saute them till they're golden brown. We'll set it in the pan. You do have to move kind of fast because I don't want to melt the cutting board. Back on the fire, we're going to turn up the heat. I think we'll add just a little more oil. And this is a classic pan fry, which means there's a little more oil than sauteing. But it's not a deep fat fry. So then I've made some risotto here to go with it on the side underneath. So we're going to serve the pork cutlets over the risotto. So it's a mushroom risotto. I have Parmesan cheese, garlic, onions. I made it with a little chicken stock, which you could buy at any supermarket, and heavy cream. So let's clean up our mess a little bit. Now, does everybody remember what it's called when I started, when I had everything laid out in its place? It's the mise en place. The slang for that means my mess is in place, which means I have everything out and I'm ready to go. I didn't have a mallet to flatten the pork cutlets, so I used a saute pan. I covered it with saran wrap, pounded it out a little more. Now we're looking for a golden brown. How does that look? Looks delicious, doesn't it? If it looks good, it tastes good. This dish also has some similarity to some Japanese dishes called katsu or katsudan. And in Japan, it's like a working man's lunch where they make a rice and they put it in a bowl and they slice the katsudan, which is the pork cutlet, the same way we made it, over the top, and that's how they serve it for lunch. So while the pork is cooking, we're just going to thin out the risotto a little bit. I made this ahead of time just because time is always tight. When you make risotto, you always want to have what's called the wave, which means the risotto is not firm, it's not watery, it just kind of flows like the ocean. See how that's kind of flowing around? We're going to add a little more stock. I have low sodium. I already tested for the salt and pepper. Doesn't that look delicious? So I want to thank my cameraman today. That's my son, Jack Wilson.
Hey guys.
Jack is a fireman from Washington State. Just happens to have a little time off. So can we get a close-up of the pork cutlets? This is pan fried. You can see a little extra oil in the bottom of the pan. When it's done sauteing or done pan frying, you'll put it on some absorbent paper towels to get the excess grease off. Nobody likes excess grease in their food. Here's my mallet. That's what I pounded the pork cutlets with. That should do it. So absorbent paper. Don't forget to turn your fire off. Now we're going to serve the risotto. Risotto is a short grain rice called arborio rice. Comes from Italy. So here's some risotto with mushrooms, onion, garlic, Parmesan cheese, chicken stock, and heavy cream. Right over the top. So my cameraman is helping me today because he gets lunch out of this. And there we go. Pork cutlets pan fried over risotto. Thank you very much. Have a great day.